and we're going to have to see the end result as well. I remember the last game that was played in such as well. Some of the, I would say it was just the Biafra game. It's got nothing to do with them.
Wow, interesting. Well, listeners, whatever it is, joining us once again. Now, interesting times. Yeah. But assuming Nigeria wins, because when you look at the African competition that was played just few months ago, I think in January, now you see that Nigeria did perform very well than Ghana, the Black Stars. The Black Stars were absolutely rubbish. Obviously, you see that Nigeria has more chances of winning than in Ghana. Yeah.
Well, if we look back to the games that have been played in the past, between Nigeria and likewise Ghana, based on the data that we have, just give us about a few seconds. We get the other platform on quickly so that everybody can be able to listen just as we are.
Yes,
we're back on. We're back on. Yes. They can be able to see and also listen to us. So when we look at the data, fireworks are expected today as Ghana holds their high-chief rival Nigeria in one of the most anticipated match of the first leg of the 2022 World Cup qualifying that will be going on in Kumasi. The Super Eagles won 12 games on their previous encounter against the Black Star. The first encounter was October 20, 1959, just about 9 years before the independence of the 1960, and a little bit less because Ghana had their independence before us, and the game was won by 5-0 by Nigeria. So we will see how this time, the game will come to an end by the end of today.
Well, we hope that they don't spell Ghana, because it's 5-0. It's 5-0. Ghana is 5 letters. They don't spell Ghana for them. All right, whatever it is, we wish everybody the best. May the best side win. Okay, that's what I would say. But let's just go on to Kennedy. Kennedy, when you do it, thank you very much for joining us. We love you all to bits. You guys, you do so well. Okay. Now let's go to some of the stories that is making the rounds in Nigeria. APC convention, Buhari battles last minute crisis, summons government chairmanship aspirants failed to agree. So far we know that when the president was out of the country, the same way that he left between Nigeria, Bruja has started. And I thought that maybe with the president back in town, he would have seen to control stuff. But it seems to be going on. What exactly is going on there?
Well, in the next couple of days, the APC convention will be a lot, in the heart of millions of those, APC supporter in Nigeria. But one thing is that, the battle, to that convention has not yet completed because there's still a lot of internal wrangling on who and how there will be, shifting, their own political party to which side of the country, in terms of the presidential. So the headline is APC convention, Buhari battles the last minute crisis. Some of the governors and the chairmanship aspirant failed to agree. So it is in a bid, to save this APC All Progressive Congress from collapse, because like I said, this will be, a do or die, and where we will be able to know whether there will still be more people, more of the gladiator, as they are known to be called, the cabals, because they have the cabals in almost every, part of the country, and likewise as well in the APC as one of the, one of the main major political party and PDP. So it seems that there will be series of meetings with governors, the party leaders, and the members of the National Assembly, as Buhari has had meetings yesterday. But whether that will lead to something, according to the report, that some governors and the chairmanship aspirant of the APC were still against the imposition of Senator Abdullahi Adamu by the president as at yesterday in Abuja.
Now, so who is the president backing there? When it comes to the chairmanship? Who is he backing for that position?
Well, like you say, like it says there, the president seems to be backing the Senator Abdullahi Adamu, but that doesn't seem to be going very well because as of press time, some of the APC chieftaincies at the presidential villa were the former interim chairman of the party, Bisi Akonde, and the also national leader Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is also contesting, that wants to contest as well under APC, and the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbanaya Onu, Senator Rocha Korocha, the former Imo State Governor, and Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, and Senator Aliu Wamako. Other governors, Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna State, Aminu Masari of Katsina State, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, Chairman Caretaker and the Extraordinary Conventional Planning Committee Party, Maya Buni, and the Secretary to the Governor of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. The President is expected to meet all the 23 APC governors jointly today in Abuja, and it was gathered that the chairmanship aspirant held a long meetings in Abuja over the president's demand and were expected to issue a joint statement. So we are not sure what will be the end of it, but what we know is, one of the aspirants said, we met with the president on Wednesday night. He made it clear that he wanted all those vying for offices to emerge through consensus. In essence, he wants the entire convention to be a mere formality for affirmation. He wants Senator Adamu as the next chairman.
Interesting. Well, Amayo says that Abdullahi Adamu has a case with the EFCC, a 15 billion case with the EFCC. Do you think that maybe that will give him, listen, I mean, we just ruin his chances? Because if you are the chairman of your party, who is supposed to see to everything, is some way, somehow, involved in that deal of 15 billion, I mean, how will people perceive him and perceive the party? But again, among those who want to, run for that particular position, who do you think, is a favorite of the people? I mean, the president might have it, but who do you think is the favorite of the people?
Well, when it comes to political parties, they all have their own individuals that could be of benefit, to trickle things around, and it seems the president just want it to be done through a consensus. Whether that is going to be allowed or not is something that the party members will have to decide. But what I do know is quite a lot of the party members are not pleased with the choice of the president.
Okay, so what do they want? Well, Starr Radio UK. This government foundation is built on lies. That's what Amayo is saying there. Okay, keep your comments coming through, and we'll make sure that we touch on it. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Customs CBN disagreeing over evaluation of imports and exports. Now, what is all that about? I mean, we are here. I know from time to time we ship things home or export things to our countries and then do some also import things to this part of the world or vice versa. Now, why are they not agreeing? Why are they using different figures or percentages? What is exactly going on when it comes to that?
Well, like you said, Custom and the Central Bank of Nigeria. These are the two key sectors, because when you look at the Central Bank of Nigeria, it controls, almost, the policies and making sure that, the duties and what needs to be paid, through the custom as well. Custom, the CPOL, is one of the biggest revenue, just as a lot of people might think that the crude oil is giving a lot as well. It is only when you understand, the details, and you get to find out that there's quite a lot of money involved, with the custom as well. But like you say, what actually is this story all about, and why is it now a big issue as we speak? So the headline says Custom CBN disagree over the evaluation of import and export. According to the Nigerian Custom, has refuted media report which claim that the service has adopted the e-evaluator and e-invoicing for importers and exporters through the Central Bank of Nigeria. In a statement that was released yesterday by the service official Twitter handle, the Nigerian Customs Service that it stated that it stood by its earlier stance as communicated to the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Customs and Excise Banking and Currency on the 3rd of March. The CBN had in February introduced what they call the evaluator to cut foreign exchange spending for fraudulent or inflated transactions. But according to the circular that was signed by the Director, Trade and Exchange Department of the CBN, Dr. O.S. Njigi, the new policy ensures that import and export activities with unit prices that are more than 2.5%. So if I was meant to be buying a vehicle from UK and sending it to Nigeria, there's meant to be a guideline price. There's meant to be how much I have to pay. But as we do know, these are the kind of a corrupt that goes into the system where the custom might be trying to avoid such as well. However, the custom also said it could not adopt the new policy because it was restricted by international treaties, which it was also a signatory to. So that is now like, a headlock between the custom and also the CBN, which is the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Well, listeners, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios, and Archie in the main studios. Now, let's move on to one other story. Former governor of Anambra State and vice presidential candidate on the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 general election, Mr. Peter Obi, yesterday joined the 2023 presidential race. Now, Atiku, what's his name? The former, is it Atiku?
Vice President. Who was it?
The PDP. Oh, no. The PDP presidential candidate for 2019. What was his name? Or what's his name?
Jonathan?
No.
The former Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah, Atiku, that was right. Okay, Atiku. So that means Atiku's running mate is also now thrown his hat in the ring to also challenge Atiku there as well. Quite interesting. Wow.
Well, it's going to be a do or die for most of the political party as the countdown, which we're going to be giving on Starr Radio UK this morning again. In terms of how many days to no election by those that want the referendum, because I heard you saying that as well. Maybe the election will become a referendum. We will wait and see. And also as against those that want it. Yes, yesterday we saw Peter Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, that always also want to put his head in it as well. It was a vice. It was a vice to Atiku, in 2019. But this time around, he believes that the Southeast is where each of the political party, be it PDP or APC, should be putting, the election candidate to. But I'm not sure whether the rotation is going to be going to Southeast. But at exactly 322 days, 12 hours, 40 minutes, and the seconds keep going down, all these will be determined whether the convention that will lead to the lead of who each of the political party will be allowed. So on the PDP now, we have Dele Momodu, the owner and the CEO of the Ovation Group, that also told us some few months that an election in Nigeria is selected, also contesting under PDP. We know that Atiku is coming up under PDP. The next person that we're expecting to declare his intention is the former Senate President on the 8th Assembly, Bukola Saraki, that also has a mixed bag because he was the governor of Kwara State for about 8 years, and we saw how he was unable to manage the state, but because of the Nigeria system, he was able to find himself to become the Senate President in the 8th Assembly. But he's also consulting, and we believe he's going to be contesting or also declaring as well. But yes, Peter Obi has now also put his head, just as SOWORE under AAC, just as Bola Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State and the National Party leader, just as also Kingsley Moghalu under a different political party, and also Tambua, which also going to be interested as well. So it's going to be something for what is going to happen in 322 days, as more Nigerians still want a Nigeria, while other Nigerians are saying we are the indigenous people, a referendum is the only option now on the table.
Now, so do you think the ceding of the presidency to the South, the Southeast, is that what they want to do? Or do you think that's going to happen? And these candidates that you've mentioned so far, which of them comes from the Southeast?
Well, Peter Obi is from the Southeast, and that's the reason why he's putting out to say that the turn of the Southeast to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is something that they should all consider from the political perspective, and maybe to unite Nigeria, because he keep talking about uniting Nigeria. But a lot of Nigerians are saying we're well divided because there's not a country called Nigeria in the first place, because the language in Nigeria is about almost 300, and that means that it was a country first on us, in 1914. But we will have to wait and see how that is going to, worked out, as the election is coming. So yeah, Peter Obi would have got a better chance under the PDP as somebody also coming from the southeast as well. With the APC, nobody yet, that we can pinpoint that have literally put an interest. I know, no. I think Okorocha, has also declared his intention, as well. So, he's also from the southeast. So we now have two candidates from the two political parties, the main two political parties in Nigeria that have candidates now of interest to become the president. But whether the zoning from those parties will go to southeast, we will know all that by the time they'll be nominating their candidate during the primaries.
Okay. Amayo says that living in Nigeria is like being in an abusive relationship. Rehanot Ogunnoike said, it's a quote from Rehanot Ogunnoike. It says, living in Nigeria is like being in an abusive relationship. So he thinks that, well, if you're in an abusive relationship, the only way out is to live in a relationship. But maybe you call your father-in-laws to come and sit in, your father and your parents and your in-laws to come and sit in, and maybe they will be able to sort it amicably. What do you think? We'll be bringing you more on that. But let's go back to Yomi for some of the other stories making the round. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you very much. It's a Friday edition of the morning update news coming from Nigeria on Starr Radio UK, as we're going to be monitoring, the football match between Nigeria and Ghana as well, and we'll be giving that report back fully on Monday. But like I said, a lot of Yorubas have looked at the winning rather of the Macedonia, a 2 million country that is able to win into the next round to Portugal, that will be playing as against a 59 million population of Italy. Macedonia, was a part of the Yugoslavia as at 1991. There was a referendum that led into where other countries, accepted them, and they now have a nation of their own. So the Yorubas, like I said, might not be of interest. Maybe some, maybe yet not everyone, as against the match against Ghana. They would rather want a Yoruba nation football team than the Nigerian football game. Supreme Court uphold INEC deregistration of 22 political parties is part of the headline as well this morning. The last election, Starr Radio UK was also an observer on the ground. According to the Supreme Court of Nigeria on Friday in Abuja, upheld the deregistration of 22 political parties carried out by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The parties were among 74 scrapped in 2020 by INEC following their dismissal performances in the previous election. I remember looking at the ballot paper when we were at Ogun State, and also during the presidential, we were at Alimosho local government, and we were reporting, back to, the international community, just as the observer as well. And you could see the length of the paper before you can get into each of the political party. And sometimes a lot of Nigerians miscalculated and probably, asterisk the next one that they were not meant to be. So delivering judgment in an appeal instituted by INEC against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ejimebi Eko voided and set aside a judgment of the Court of Appeal Abuja Division, which had nullified the deregistration. Justice Eko held the Court of Appeal on its own, raised the issue of lack of fair hearing in favor of the 22 scrap parties, and arrived at the conclusion without hearing from the other parties in the matter. So like I said, these are just part of so many political parties that registered when INEC decided that they didn't do very well. Let us take them out, but it doesn't seem to be going well to INEC as well. So the other headline, IOC fear collapse as federal government says 1.36 trillion crude oil was stolen in 14 months. That should have been money, should have been used, to save millions of Nigerians. Like I was speaking to a 22-year-old that would have loved to continue his education after secondary school during one of our broadcasts this morning. He said, I would love to be an IT or work within that sector, but for so many reasons that we know, a lot of Nigerians are already in a kind of a system where they are not getting support on the education. So rather, after 3 years of secondary school, he's still trying to find his way. But crude oil have been stolen in about 1.3 trillion value, according to Nigeria, according to the IOC. The total value of Nigerian crude oil that was stolen between January 2021 and February 2022 is about the total value of 3.27 billion naira, which represent about 1.36 trillion at the official exchange rate of 416 naira to a dollar. But that again is a false information, because the black market as of today is telling us that the dollar is about 590 naira to a dollar. The federal government declared that on Thursday. International oil companies and their counterparts in Nigeria said the massive oil theft across the country currently pose a threat to not just the existence but to the Nigerian economy. The federal government, through its Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, met with the oil producer trade section as well as the independent petroleum producer groups in Abuja at the stakeholder engagement on crude oil theft. OTPS is a body comprising IOC operating in Nigeria, while IPPG is an association of indigenous exploration and production companies. The question that we should ask ourselves is, who is stealing? Who is taking? Because somebody must be receiving for somebody to be trying to steal. Again, almost $3.6 billion or $3.27 billion have been stolen from the crude oil in Nigeria. That means somebody is laughing into the bank. I know you want me to come back to the studio, and I'm definitely going to come back, because this is a big mess that so many Nigerians today cannot even have 3 square meals. Nigeria still remains the capital poverty of the world. As at yesterday, 5 people were kidnapped in Ekiti State. Previous to that, 1 person was kidnapped, paid 750,000 naira, and yet the 5 after he paid 750,000 naira, he also had to put again some cigarette and beer to those terrorists that demanded that money. Starr Radio UK, your finest African Caribbean radio station in Nigeria. Like our brother would say, which way Nigeria?
Honestly, because I'm asking myself the question: do you think that if this fuel that has been stolen was still in the system, how do you think it's going to improve the lives of some people in Nigeria, the poor in Nigeria? But we will have the EFCC going after small people. We have the police shooting other people who are desperate and trying to maybe just put somebody 419, some lazy to get some small coins and put in their pocket to go and eat. Meanwhile, the big books, the real thieves are there stealing, and nothing is being done about them. Now, the question that I'm asking is, it's not like refined food. It's not refined that people are licking. So this is like a proper
raw material.
Yeah. So
the question we should ask ourselves is, how does it move out of Nigeria? Because you have to literally, looking at the documentary we watched, in terms of bringing the crude oil from the bottom of the sea, of the bottom of the the floor, it will have taken a lot of work. Then after bringing it up, it then fell into a shipping or whatever. Then it then vanished off. How is the question? I'm sure millions of Nigerians this morning will be shaking their head to know that 3.27 billion US dollars, that is within a year. The question is, how long has this been going on in the last 61 years?
But you see, Nigeria will go cap in hand, going borrowing. Government say, "Oh, we don't have the money, so we need to go borrow." But it's a shame, honestly. It is a big, massive shame. But listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We want to know what you think about it. Well, Mayo says every Nigerian knows Nigeria can no more be together going forward, but are afraid to speak up. Do you want to speak up? Feel free. This is a platform that you can speak up. Tell us what you think about the whole issue. It is Starr Radio UK.
OAE says here on his comment, in this case, there is no father-in-laws or family members to mediate in the abusive marriage.
I think we have to bring the police in. Well, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. As I said, bring your comments, put your comments on, and we promise to read that. Let's go back to Mr. Olayomi Koiki on North London Studios to bring you the rest of the stories making around. Over to you, John.
Thank you very much. It's exactly 11:31 a.m. on Starr Radio UK this morning as we continue to review some of those events happening as well. So let's go back and look at more headline and then come straight back again to you in the studio. Like you did talk about it, or your NURT, the National Union Road Transport, is threatening bloodshed, alleges attack by the park manager. It is the same park manager known as auxiliary that killed one of the the Yoruba nation family that couldn't even bury the full body where the head was missing. Not that alone. Let's now go on this headline. 3 siblings disappeared from Abuja school. Teachers, proprietor have now been detained. How come? Where? What happened? There's a lot happening in Nigeria on a daily basis. You keep asking yourself, it doesn't seem the center can hold any longer. And that is why, Mr. Simon Adebisi say, Sharia Republic of Nigeria, as we continue to read some of their comment as well. Let's go back now to that 3 siblings. There is panic among residents of Kabusa community in the Federal Capital Territory over the disappearance of 3 siblings. The children, Marvelous, Alex, and Rehoboth Sunday, were said to have gone missing from their school, Starr Child Academy, on Tuesday this week. According to residents, their mother had gone to pick them up from the school located around ECWA, one area of Kabusa, but they were nowhere to be found. Effort made by their mother, staff of the school, and residents to locate them were said to have been aborted. The incident sparked a protest from women in the community who picketed the school and the police division in the area. Speaking to the correspondent, the family friend Benson Ugbon said residents check every nook and crime of Kabusa like they're looking for needles, from the day of the incident till Wednesday, adding that the children were not found. Ugbang said the father of the 3 children is my colleague. We live in the same area. Around 1:28 p.m. on Tuesday, we were sitting together and having some conversation when a call from his wife came in. She said she went to the school, to pick up the children, but they were nowhere to be found. The father immediately put a call through to the owner of the school. So these are part of what is happening when it comes to the missing. So what went wrong? The FCT police spokesman, DSP Josephine Ada, confirmed the incident. She said all teachers in the school, alongside the proprietor, had now been arrested over the matter. We hope they'll be able to tell us exactly what actually went wrong, what happened, because this doesn't seem to be very good, where 3 siblings, young children, are all missing from a school that is meant to protect security for them. Let's go back now to some more other headlines. Court dismissed 36 governors, $418 million Paris Club debt that suit against the federal government. And I'm going to take one more, then go straight to the social media and come back again to you in the studio. Like we said, Peter Obi has now also joined, to find out whether he will be nominated as well. Fuel scarcity. We have 1.6 billion liters of PMS in stock, but we're not too sure why there's so much when it comes to, a lot of Nigerians still struggling to get access to it, but we can tell based on the theft on the oil as well. Oil theft. NUPRC meets with oil producer, pushes for accurate data. In every country that has crude oil or producing, there must be accurate data. But in Nigeria, there's no accurate data to how much is being explored and how much is being sold and how much comes back to the government. And we saw the reason why Abacha money is all over the world, especially in Switzerland, because part of the crude oil that was sold, the payment never came back to Nigeria. And that is why after his death, every time Nigerian government needs money, they only need to go to the burial ground of our capture, and he'll be able to give them the code to get the money back from where they were kept. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory yesterday met with the Independent Petroleum Producer Group and the oil producer, the group that formed the core of the company, drilling oil in Nigeria as part of effort to halt the massive oil theft in the country. Describing the phenomenon as a national disaster, the chief executive of the commission, Mr. Gbenga Komolafe, told the group that the meeting was to share information as to the actual number of crude oil losses confronting by the entity. So like I say, 3.27 billion was missing, money that should have been used to cater for millions of Nigerians across board. And this now takes us straight to the social media before coming back again to you at 11:36. Dr. Maduka Chino Melon at Maduka said on his Twitter, "We were minding our businesses before the British arrived here, gathered different nations together by force, named them Nigerians. We completely reject that. We are no slaves." That is coming from that as well. Also, a Bayelsa boy for Peter Obi. "Dear Nigerians, let no man deceive you. Peter Obi is the one to take us to the promised land." Well, I'm not sure which of the promised land. Is it the one that is already as it is, or the one that has different languages kept together? All that is the question that a lot of people are asking. Also trending on number 8 on the trending tweet this morning, Ghana versus Niger. Let's take a look at some of what people are saying as the match before it starts. At exactly 19:30 GMT, Ghana versus Nigeria. Also, Cameroon will be playing Algeria at 5 p.m. GMT. Congo versus Morocco, 3 p.m. GMT. Cameroon, Mali versus Tunisia, 5 p.m. GMT. Likewise, Egypt versus Senegal at 19:30 GMT. But let's look at some of the commentary that is people are talking about. According to local host, go and get your PBC radio. Peter Obi, Chukwu, Moye, and Kingsley Moghalu has all formally declared to run for the presidency. Nigerian bringing Naira to buy 500 Ghana ticket at Kumasi. That is coming from Mr. Kyron says, Nigerians are bringing Naira to buy a 150 Ghana ticket at Kumasi. So it seems also quite a lot of jubilation already. Black Stars, we are charged up, more fireworks. Kumasi no go be easy. The issue is simple. Hashtag Ghana versus Niger. Patemora, we dey your back plus pray yourself. We go show Niger pepper today. Well, if they show Niger pepper, I'm sure Nigerians will also be looking into that. Also, a minute silence for Junior Agogo. May so rest in peace forever. Hashtag Ghana versus Niger. Let me come back slightly to you in the studio, and then if time permits, we'll take a little bit more. If otherwise, we say a very good morning.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki bring you some wonderful stories there. But interestingly, okay, let me read Amayo's message that it puts. It said, day by day, things fall apart and the center cannot go. He said it to Nigeria. He would say Nigeria. But I'm looking at the oil industry, or oil companies, which we spoke earlier on about, where they are trying to call on the federal government to say that, look, put measures in place to stop the theft that is going on. What measures? When you were speaking, I was just thinking, what measures can be put in place? I mean, because it's not like a bottle of water I have in my hand and I can put it in my jacket and then walk off and nobody will see. Because when a ship docks, you know that this is a ship. You cannot say the ship will escape. So what are they expecting? What did they suggest there?
Well, I believe it would have been very difficult to do similar in Saudi Arabia, that also has vast amount of crude oil, to just get crude oil taken out of Saudi Arabia without nobody knowing. I was able to watch a video documentary of how Saudi Arabia monitors almost everything around the process and the extraction of the crude oil. But in Nigeria, you're talking about what measures. Measures can be put in place if truly we are ready, to put those measures in place. The first thing is, how are the communities where the crude oil is well taken care of? Remember, as of yesterday, we saw, the pipeline discussion that we had in the conversation yesterday, where, when we go back to the environmental damages, that people like Ken Saro-Wiwa was fighting for until the late Abacha eventually executed and took Nigeria out of the international community for a very long time. So the measures can be done, but is the will and the zeal of the government, to make sure that these things are done properly. Yesterday was about the NDDC, in terms of the 9 constituent, where, they believe that, they are shortchanged and they want Buhari to appoint, the governing body of that particular Niger, Delta, just to, kind of make cushion for the people. But when we have people that, over $327 billion have been stolen, and yet you go to those communities, you realize that, they can't go to the fishing line anymore. The education is not there. The community has now become damaged. The question then is, there will be more wahala, as a Niger person will call.
Well, I might say that crude theft had been going on even before Nigeria independence. So it is hereditary. So they are handing it down. That's why it's going on. But interestingly, because if this is all sold and can come to the government chest, and government can also, uh, bring it down or get it down for the common person to get it. Like this young boy who, after secondary school, going 3 years, have decided that, listen, I don't know what to do else. So what is it? What life is ahead of him? Do you think that if this money was saved or this crude oil was sold and then he benefited from it, wouldn't he have been able to educate himself and be a better citizen and help the country raise more funds to better other people's lives? Well, we want to know what more you have to say. But continue to put your comments on our Facebook page, and I promise we're going to read that. Yomi, any other stories there?
Well, yeah, let's just touch, one more, and then we come back again to you in the studio as we continue to say, the current situation in Nigeria is bringing a lot of, cry to the heart of people. We had a caller from Iraq, one of the Yoruba that is living in Iraq at 22 years old. She would have preferred to be in Nigeria. She studied, chemist. She worked in the pharmacies, but she wasn't paid a very good amount of money at about 10,000 naira, equivalent of, less than maybe, almost 10, 15 pounds thereabout, is what she was paid. And I did ask her, whether she would have preferred to be in Nigeria, just like a lot of Nigerians would have loved to be in Nigeria if things were working in Nigeria, but rather people are migrating out as well. So we will be back again on Monday to continue to review, the outcome of the football match, the reactions of the people, and also maybe this weekend, as we continue to say, the prayer for Nigerians every day is, they're not going to bed, where attacks will come back again, by the terrorists that have used that attack to kill so many Nigerians on a daily basis. So, like we always say, remain vigilant. Again, tomorrow, we're still not sure what is going to happen. This is just coming up again. Update: police response team deployed to contain crisis. 3 reportedly stabbed by a policeman. 2 dead. 1 hospitalized in a critical condition. The 3 victims are believed to be vigilante supporting police team. Sources say stabbing caused by undisclosed dispute with the policemen. So angry youth protesting over police officer shootings. 2 persons reportedly killed, and a youth now attempting to set Yawa police station on fire. Kindly avoid the area. So this is currently ongoing as we speak right now in Nigeria. Please, if you're in that location, in that area, let us try to avoid it. It's really, really getting very hot. Yewa is in a Bauchi area. I can see a lot of flames coming out. Bonfire, roadblocks, vehicle turning back as crisis erupt at Yewa along Gualamiji in Bauchi State. Causes: if the crisis is still sketchy, avoid the area. This is Star Radio UK.
Well, listeners, as the last update said, please, if you are in that area, please do your best to avoid it. And we are calling everyone who is involved there for calm heads to prevail. So that things like that happen. People lose their lives, we lose properties, and then tomorrow we have to find the money to now come and build another police station, and come and build or come and buy some vehicles, and then we're not moving forward. So we seem to be retrogressing instead of progressing. So please, let calm heads prevail. Yomi, let me say thank you very much for this wonderful update.
Thank you very much, and to all our listeners, in Texas, Adekunle Kojo, and the rest of you, Royal Ade, Ademola Toda, all those that are watching and listening, Kunle Shita and Buhari Kazim, Busari Kazim rather, not Buhari Kazim, that are listening and watching us, Evangelist Taiwo Yeyoge, and the rest of you. We will be back again on Monday morning, where we continue as well. But Star Radio UK is not going anywhere yet. Archie is still there with the rest of the team to give you the rest of the update. But for me, happy Friday. Like I say, for those of you that have been paid, and if you have not been paid yet, check your bank account. For now, have a very good morning. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Olayomi, because you have a lovely weekend. Well, listeners, yes, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Bringing you updates from Nigeria. He said,
And if you're not being paid yet, check your bank account. For now, have a very good morning. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Have a lovely weekend. Well, listeners, yes, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki. I'm bringing you updates from Nigeria. He said if you've not gotten paid yet, check your bank account. He might have put some money in your account for you. Who knows? Yes. It is Starr Radio UK. We're going to take a musical break. And once we come back, the question being asked once again, which way Nigeria? Do you think Nigeria is going to score Ghana? And if Ghana is going to score Nigeria, what goals? What goal margins are you looking at? Or is it going to be a draw game? I remember back in the day when I was a little boy, very what, 10, 11, thereabout, and Nigeria Green Girls come to play Ghana, and Nigerian goalkeeper was Okala. And I remember Mohamed Polo at the time. No, is it Mohamed Polo or Abdul Razak scoring the golden goal there? And so I remember that. But we see what happens. Well, they say that they're going to put pepper in Nigeria eyes. Nigeria is going to bring salt and put it in your wounds or whatever that. All right, then. So I enjoy this song from Sonny.
Thank you.